Hello, ladies. Welcome to Half Hour EmpowerHer. This is week 1 upper body workout. Some of the equipment that you're going to be needing today is going to be a set of dumbbells. I personally have 2 different sets of dumbbells. I'm using a heavier dumbbell, single dumbbell for our first exercise, and a single heavier dumbbell for our second exercise. And then I have a secondary set of weights that's going to be a little bit lighter that we're going to be using 2 weights on for a bicep curl exercise. So ideally, if you have a couple sets of weights, you're going to go a little bit heavier on your first and second exercise, and then you can go medium style or medium size weight for the remainder of the workout. You're also going to be needing a long resistance band. I have this continuous loop purple band that I'm going to be using. You want to anchor it to a higher point. We're going to be doing a pull down, a lat pull down. If you have the availability or the option to do an actual pull up, that is a second option that I will be offering for you guys. I will be doing the banded version of it, but if you have a gym or an assisted pull up machine that you want to use, you can definitely do that in place of the lat pull downs. The structure for today's workout, if you are a beginner, you're going to be doing 30 seconds of work with 30 seconds of rest. If you're a little bit more intermediate or advanced, you're going to be doing 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. I personally will be showing you the 40-second version of this. You're welcome to cut that time down as needed or just rest a little bit longer. We're going to go through all of these exercises back to back to back, taking little to zero rest unless needed. And you're going to be completing a total of 5 rounds. Before we get started, I'm going to talk you through each exercise. If you're very familiar with these and you want to skip ahead, you're welcome to do so. If you're a little bit newer or want to make sure that you're doing these properly, please follow the instructions and the directions on the proper form as we get started. Exercise number 1 is called a snatch. We're going to be doing an alternating version, so right side, then left side. I am going to give a version that's a little bit less progressed for those of you who are maybe just a little bit newer to this or just getting started. If you're doing the full power movement, it is a dumbbell in between the feet. You're going to drop your hips down. You want to make sure that your booty is down lower than your chest. So you're not leaning over to pick up this dumbbell. The 2 most important things you want to remember: squatting and using your legs, and then the shrug of the shoulders. So just do this with me real quick, just a little shrug of that shoulder up. That movement is going to be part of the power component in getting the dumbbell all the way up and overhead. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Dropping down, I take a deep breath in, and then I shrug my shoulder, use my legs, power that weight up. Getting my bicep by my ear, bring that weight back down to the shoulder, then replace it to the ground before you switch. All right, now you want to use those legs to kind of pop up and out of the ground to really power that weight up. And if this is just not your wheelhouse, it feels wonky, if you feel like you're pulling with your lower back, please do not do so. Instead, I would rather you give me a squat and then a high pull, getting that elbow up and the wrist down. So you're keeping that elbow higher than the wrist. So it's still a power move from the bottom, but you're just stopping here at that high pull position. That is exercise 1. Exercise 2 is going to be a single arm row in a supported position. If you have a bench or a chair or a couch of some kind that you can put one knee on and one hand forward, your back is in a flat position. Squeeze that elbow up, rowing the weight up towards that hip, and then releasing. Full extension all the way down. You will complete this for 20 seconds or 15 seconds, depending on how long your sets are, and then you'll simply switch it over to the other side. So halfway, switching it halfway. That third exercise is going to be a pull-up if you have the availability to do so. I will be showing you the pull down version with a resistance band. The version that I'm going to do, I have this anchored just above my forehead, so it's not a very high anchor point. So I'm actually going to take a seat on the ground to do this movement in the workout. What we're looking for here is having that higher anchor point with an overhand grip. So I have my palms facing down, and I'm going to grab that band. And as I pull down, I'm going to pull out as well. So I'm opening up that chest and I'm engaging the lat muscles right up underneath here. So we're not collapsing or crunching in. You want to keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then as you pull, you're almost pulling the band apart and then also down. So it's kind of a 2-part move there. Overhand grip, pull out and pull down. And then slowly releasing back up. Inhale, exhale. being mindful that you're not super arching your lower back, keeping that tailbone slightly tucked under, really focusing on those lat muscles underneath that armpit, all right? All right, that fourth exercise is going to be a sumo squat with a bicep curl. This is where I'm going to go a little bit lighter than the first and second movements. Palms face forward, knees are out, toes are out, chest is up. We drop down into that sumo squat. We curl at the bottom, release, and then stand back up. If that begins to feel like it's a little too much for you, you can drop into that squat, and then as you stand up, begin that curl. That's also going to help you get those weights up with a little bit of momentum. If you need to use that option, you can do so. The knees out, toes out, we curl, release, and then stand it up. All right, our final movement is going to be a plank pull through. I am going to use that heavier dumbbell that I started the round with. You may adjust as needed. High plank position. We're going to take that single dumbbell behind the wrists. All right, so I have it set up behind my wrist here to the outside of my wrist. Feet are out. I'm going to scoop my hips, tucking that tailbone under. If you need to do this movement from the knees for better stability, you can. You're going to reach under the body. So reach opposite hand under the body. Slide that weight over. Set that hand down. Switch. Reaching under the body. Pulling that weight over. Alternating side to side on that. All right. We're going to work 40 seconds on, 20 seconds of rest. I'm going to walk through one whole round with you, and then you're going to put it on repeat for a total of 5 rounds. If you're a beginner, please scale back. Do 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. And of course, if you need to also scale back the number of rounds you do in the very beginning, please make sure you listen to your body, do what works best for you. Ladies, let's get started. Here we go in 2, 1. We have that power snatch. Swing it up, bring it back down, dropping that booty down. Make sure we shrug from that shoulder. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale through to the top. Again, you can always go into that squat and high pull if you need to, if that works better for you. Good, y'all. Make sure we're not pulling with that lower back. You're not leaning back to get that weight up. Good, and rest. 20 seconds of that rest. We will go into a single arm row in a supported position. On a bench, a chair. If you don't have that option, you can give me a long lunge stance here and give me that single arm row from that position. Here we go in 2, 1, let's go. We're not speeding through this. Good steady pace. Shoulder down, away from the ear. Flat back, flat spine. Good. And switch, other side. Straight into it. Pull those shoulders out of the ears. Don't scrunch into those traps. A few more seconds here. Breathe out as you row up. Breathe in as you come down. And we rest. Good job. All right. We go into our lat pull down or pull-ups, whichever version works best for you. I'm going to take my seat. Get ready. Let's go. If you have a resistance band that is not continuous loop like this, that has handles on it, it's a lot easier to do this exercise. Less things to think about, I'll say that. Good job. And rest. We have 2 more exercises in this. We're almost there. We're going into that sumo squat with a curl. Knees out, toes out, drop. Curl, release, stand. Down, curl, release, and stand. Remember, you have that option to squat and then stand up to curl. It helps get those weights up a little bit more easily if you're struggling or if they start to get a little heavy. Inhale down. Exhale. Curl. Release. Stand. Reset. Inhale. And up. Good. You're doing great. And relax. All right, last one in the set. That plank pull through, you're going to turn the dumbbell perpendicular to your body. Feet out wide. Here we go. Reach under, pull through. Try not to let your hips pop up. Keep them down. Keep those glutes engaged. If you want to elevate this movement, you can add in a push-up after 2 pulls. 1, 2, and push up. Absolutely don't have to, just a version if you want it. You can also take the knees to the ground to help your body be more stable, especially if you're a little bit more beginner. Good, we're almost there. The further you pull that weight out, the more you have to twist into those obliques, and we rest. Awesome job. All right, those are your 5 movements. Again, working 40 on, 20 off, or 30-30. You're going to simply put this on repeat, ideally taking little to 0 breaks at the end, even at the end of the set. Ideally, you're just taking the 20 seconds of rest, going right back to the top for that snatch, moving through this for a total of 5 rounds. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Drop me a message on Instagram or in our group coaching chat, and have fun. Let's go.